Let's begin creating this braided and beaded ring. For this ring, I chose a silver-plated copper wire in 20 gauge. Next we have a ring mandrel and I chose a size 7. We will also use a file and a ruler. Then we have our 2mm seed beads. Pliers, we have plastic coated pliers, flush cutters, chain nose pliers, and round nose pliers. After straightening out a length of wire with our plastic coated pliers, we're going to place it onto a ruler at 5.5 inches. This is about how much wire I will be using for a size 7 ring. Holding the wire at that 5.5 inch mark, I'm going to bend it over and crease the wire. Drawing our fingers down the wire so that it is straightened, we will take our wire cutters and snip off the wire flush to that first end. Taking out another length of wire, we are going to place it on the ruler and measure to that 5.5 inch mark. We're going to bend this wire in the same manner as the first one. But this time, for the long end of wire that is attached to our spool, we are going to trim it short to about 1.5 inches long. We are now going to take both ends of the wire and pull them apart to tighten up that bend in the wire. We are going to do this with both pieces of wire. Placing our wire into the round nose pliers, we're going to pull the ends apart to tighten up that loop and then bring the long ends of the wire down so that they are more aligned underneath that loop. Place both wires onto your round nose pliers, with the wire that has the short tail on top of the other. We are going to use this short end of the wire to wrap the other 3. Draw the short end of the wire up close to the round nose pliers to create a tight loop, and then begin wrapping the other 3 wires with this short end. Wrapping the wire with our fingers, we are going to go around about 2 or 3 times. When we come towards the end of the wire, we are going to grab our flat nose pliers to finish securing the end of the wire. Holding the wire in our round nose pliers helps us keep a secure grip while we tighten it down with the other hand. Tighten this wrap securely, not only pressing the wrap together, but squeezing the spiral as well so that there are no gaps. With this loop secured, we can now begin braiding by crossing the right side outside strand into the center, then taking the opposite left outside strand into the center. Then again, taking the right outside strand, crossing it over into the center of the braid. This wire that is now in the center of our braid is what we will be adding our beads to. After adding the bead, we are going to take the left outside piece and cross it over into the center of the braid. Then we are going to take the right outside piece and cross it over into the center of the braid. This outside piece has become the center piece, and this is what we will be adding our bead onto. The way I'm holding the wire here, the bottom outside piece crosses into the center, and this is what we add the bead onto every time. After adding the bead, we cross that top wire that's on the outside down over to the center, and then bring the bottom outside piece up to the center where we add our bead. Continuing this simple pattern all the way until the ring is as long as you need for the size that you are making. When the braid is as long as you need it and you have added your last bead, we're going to cross the wires once more just to keep that bead from sliding off. If you need to, you can use your flat nose pliers to adjust the wires so that they are centered underneath the braid. Choose one of the wires that looks like it will best wrap around the other 2. You're going to wrap this wire all the way around one time. These two center wires we are now going to draw down through the loop that we created at the very beginning. This is going to bend our ring all out of shape, but don't worry about that because we're going to fix it at the end with the ring mandrel. After placing both wires through the loop, we are going to draw each end out opposite sides of the ring. Work the wire into the loop until it is all the way through and both ends of the ring are meeting each other. Place the ring on the mandrel to not only fix the shape, but to pull the ends of the wire to make sure that the ring is the size we want. Having drawn the ends of the wire up to create a small loop, we are then going to trim the excess wire. Using our flat nose pliers, we are going to pinch those ends of wire together underneath the ring. Having turned the ring to the side, we are going to use the flat nose pliers to tighten down and press those ends against the ring. With these secured, we will now take this last length of wire and wrap it tightly around those ends of wire. As you wrap the wire around, use your flat nose pliers to tighten it so that the wrap is secure. Once this wrap has reached the loop on the other side of the ring, we will snip off the excess wire. Grabbing our flat nose pliers, we are going to secure that end of the wire into the ring, making sure that it is well hidden. Switching to our plastic coated pliers, we are going to tighten down the ring overall. Lastly, we're going to pop the ring back onto the ring mandrel to make sure that it has that circular shape. And that's it, you've finished the ring. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.